making the one shoulder crop top, there is technically only the one pattern piece, but we need 4 of them. I have chosen to cut out all 4 pieces in my pattern fabric here. But if you like, you can cut 2 pieces of your pattern fabric, which will be the front, and 2 pieces of lining fabric. So if you prefer that, then more than welcome to do that. So we're going to take, I'll do one side at a time. So we're going to place our fabric right sides together, either 2 pieces of fabric of your pattern fabric or 1 plus your lining, whichever you prefer. Place them right sides together. We are going to pin the neck seam here, which is this long one. This step is technically optional. I would highly recommend it. It makes a more fitted top when we use elastic, but you don't technically have to use elastic if you don't want to. So I have 6mm elastic here. I am going to sew it into this neck seam here, and I'm going to stop 1 centimeter from both edges. That way when we're connecting it to the rest of the top, it's not going to be too difficult to put through the sewing machine. So when you sew this seam here with the elastic, make sure you just pull the elastic slightly as you sew it on. So I finished connecting the elastic onto these neck openings here. And I have finished the elastic about 1 centimeter from both edges. That way when I'm connecting it to the other pieces, you don't have to put too many pieces of elastic through your sewing machine. It can be a little bit difficult if we do that. Now we need to close up these armholes here. So I'm going to pin them. And we're going to sew both of these armholes here. I do use an overlocker, but if you don't have an overlocker, a zigzag stitch for stretch fabric is absolutely perfect. So I finished the armholes here. We're going to turn one of them the right way around. I'm going to place clips just on the top of the shoulder seam here. So I'm placing this piece that's the right way around on top of the other one. We just need to make sure that the neck holes line up and the armholes line up. We don't want to accidentally flip it and place it in the wrong way. So I'm going to take this shoulder raw edge here. I'm going to put it on the inside of the other piece. And I'm going to clip them together. Now when you clip, you need to make sure the inside piece goes all the way to the corner on both sides. So like this, you want to make it line up as much as possible. We're going to sew this shoulder seam here, but before you do that, just to make sure we've got everything right, you can actually turn it the right way around. Like so, just to make sure that we have the armholes in one direction and the neck hole facing the other, and just a very quick sanity check to make sure we haven't done anything backwards or anything like that. So I'll put it back. Everything lined up great, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this shoulder seam here. This shoulder seam is all done. Now you can see here why we wanted to stop the elastic early. So it's created a very nice flat line and it's not all bunched up and bulky in the corner. So that's why we do that. We're going to turn it the right way around. Now it's time for us to do the side seams. So what we're going to do is we are going to pin the inside pieces together, right sides together. We're going to pull the other pieces up, sort of opening up the whole side here. And we're going to pin all the way along. When you're pinning the center part together, so this is where it would be, meet up under the arm, we want to make sure it's as precise as possible. It will make it nice and neat. So I've pinned that one side. I'm going to pin the other side in the exact same way. Open it up, make sure the right sides are together and pin all the way along, keeping this section here also under the arm to be very nice and neat. So this is what it will look like. We're going to sew these two edges here. That's all done. Now we turn the top the right way around. All that's left to do is to hem the bottom. So usually we would just fold it under 1.5 centimeters and sew all the way around. But there's two pieces of fabric now. So either your two pattern pieces or your pattern piece and a lining piece, which can make it a little bit more difficult to hold in place. What I like to do is I like to overlock this edge. If you don't have an overlock, I just place a like a basting stitch all the way through. And that way, once you fold it over and hem it, it's going to be much easier to work with because those two pieces are going to stay in the same place. So I'm going to overlock this edge and I'll show you in just 1 second. This is what it will look like once you've overlocked the bottom or just placed a stitch all the way around. Now all we need to do is fold the edge over 1.5 centimeters all the way around and then hem it. So just place a stitch all the way around and then we are done. This is what it will look like when you're all done. Just one stitch all the way around, like so.